Lisa to the Art of Making Friends podcast. I am your host, Erin, and I've already introduced my beautiful co-host, Lisa.
And who do you have with you for the guests?
Who's this stranger, you might be wondering?
Do I introduce myself, or are you going to introduce me?
What do you want me to do?
Well, I'm ready for some grand introduction.
Wait. Okay, I got you. I go. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Lisa, before you... Oh, nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Mr. Gregory. Greg.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, here we are with Greg, who is two things. He is my husband.
Yes.
And he is also my friend. In addition, I guess he's three things because he's also your friend. So, Greg, you're three things.
Things.
So actually, he's four things because he's your husband, your friend, my friend, and technically the engineer to this podcast.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all that. I feel very important. The fourth is the most important. Actually, they're all... Actually, number 1 and 2, and they're all good.
And I think the fifth thing is a retired Elton John. Because this tracksuit...
Okay, so this is going to be fodder for after the toast and after the drink. This was an interesting one because I think this session is going to be the first person that we both have as a friend. And certainly for you, that friendship is different because it's a spouse and a partner, but it's the first person that we both have in common. Everyone else that we've had on the podcast so far has been your friend or my friend, and we're introducing new people. Greg, you are the common thread that brings us together.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are excuse me. You guys are welcome.
Oh, God.
Actually, thank you, and you're welcome.
Let's get down to the toast, Greg.
Yes.
First of all, we have to talk about what we're drinking. And that happens to be Greg's current drink of choice, which is tequila soda with a lemon and lime. Now, the specific thing about the tequila and Greg is that it has to be extremely detailed and require some pretty... Oh, sorry.
That's the dog.
Sorry, Denise. Excuse you. It has to have a specifically anal retentive bent to it. So it's...
We just say retentive.
Additive free.
Okay.
It's additive free. Do you want to talk about why we're drinking additive free tequila?
Well, I didn't get the memo because I'm having a Shirley Temple. Mine's pink. This is a extra dry Shirley double Temple.
Well, I guess I didn't get the memo either because I also opted for tequila and grapefruit, which is a Paloma.
Oh my God. No one followed the rules except for me?
Well, you didn't tell us the rules. I haven't even seen the notes. I have no idea what's going on. I just show up.
She told me the rules, but I just opted for a different tequila drink.
I was going to do a very heartfelt toast, but now I'm rethinking that.
Do it anyway.
Because you're driving me crazy already. Okay. Dear Greg, thank you so much for supporting Lisa and me in this crazy podcast. Very, very seriously, too. I knew that you're very unserious and that you would take this as seriously as I would because you are just as unserious, which is one of the things that I do love about you the most. And you're my best friend. And sometimes you drive me crazy and I feel like I've been kidnapped and I can't leave. but I love you anyway. And thank you for being my friend.
I do.
Cheers.
Thank you. That was so sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think I've told this story before. Maybe I haven't. I don't know. One time, I was doing some work and I ended up with a metal fleck in my eye, piece of metal. And I was in between like real jobs and I didn't have any health insurance. But I needed to get this metal piece out of my eyeball. And I called Greg because he's the only person I know that could get a metal piece out of my eyeball, at least officially, It's like finding somebody who does tattoos on the side. You don't really want to go for a good one. And he said, meet me at the office like after hours. And Greg, you were just amazing. You did a thorough eye exam and you gave me the numb drops, and it was like this little Dremel tool to like remove the metal. And you commented on how like beautiful my eyes were because you were looking like deep into the cones and the irises and the things.
And what were those things you just said, Lisa?
Oh, cones and irises.
Okay. I love it. Yeah, I was looking at all that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that I forgot about that actually, but I remember I was like, let's take advantage of this opportunity and give you an eye exam, Lisa, because I don't know the last time you had an eye exam. Let's go ahead and go for it.
Were incredibly thorough. And so you got the metal out, like, because you were telling me, you're like, oh, when we look at your eye, like we could tell it's metal because it produces this like copper ring around the eye, where if it's wood or another foreign body, it doesn't look like this, but we can tell it's metal because of this, thing that we see. And you were looking like, I felt deep into my skull, quite frankly, with the ooh and the ooh and the ooh, this say that way. I was like, my eyes just watering profusely. I remember it succinctly. And you got it out and you sent me home with some drops, put in like antibiotic drops, whatever. And you also told me that I needed to wear a patch over my eye for 2 weeks. And I went to the drugstore and I bought me a patch because I follow doctor's orders. And it turns out that I did not need a patch.
No, never.
That was just a jokey. And you made me walk around like Captain fucking Hook for 2 weeks.
Pirate patch, exactly. Why not? Why not take the opportunity to do something like that with you, Lisa?
I remember like, at least you followed out as an amazing physician does. And you said, how's everything going? I'm like, Greg, like, everything feels like it's going really good. Like, my eye feels great. I go, do I still have to wear this patch? And you lost your shit because you were like, are you really wearing a patch? I go, you fucking said I had to wear a patch for 2 weeks. So yeah. You were like, yeah.
April.
That's your sense of humor.
I didn't, the way I guess I was being serious and I didn't let you in on the joke part of that. That's my humor sometimes lacks that, like, what's funny part. Yeah. Yeah, it's
sure
like,
does.
wear the patch, and the inside my brain is like, ha, 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 but I didn't tell you, I'm just joking. Oh, my God.
All right, so here's the thing. Like, I know how we met, and we've talked about that in the first episode, how we all met, right? But I don't know how you guys met.
First day of medical school during orientation, afterwards there was a mixer or some silly thing like this, and we kind of gravitated towards each other. And actually,
it was a buffet.
It was a buffet, and Erin loves a buffet. If you want to meet Erin, wherever the buffet is, that's where you go. She's right there going through it. And so, yeah, we met there.
Back up. We had an orientation where they had basically told us, where the fire extinguishers were and where to put our piles of money that we didn't have in the financial aid office. So the whole thing, it was kind of overwhelming. And then we went to a buffet and I thought, this is the last time I'm going to have free food. So I need to eat as much of this as I possibly can.
Capitalize on this
I'm-
moment. Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
So poor from this moment on. So that was my thought going into it. And then you said something to me like, you like a buffet or something. I don't know.
Is that your opening line, Greg?
Well, I think Erin first said to me, she's like, I wonder if they have a buffet.
No, I didn't.
And I was like, it looks like they have a buffet right there. So that's how we met. I'm totally joking. She did not say that.
So we gravitated to each other.
Yeah, every time there's a party or some event, we would end up hanging out together.
So you guys meet at orientation.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're both attracted to the buffet. Like it's the last meal you'll ever eat.
Thank you.
And so how did that translate from that environment, right, of getting to the same place with the same merits and sort of that academic aspect of it and the buffet, of course. How does it translate then into love?
Well, should I tell the story or do you want to tell the story?
Well, one thing, before we left the Lark Tavern that night, Greg said to me, I'm going to stalk you.
Yeah, that's a good line.
So let's just start there. And then he asked
in the
me,
kindest of ways.
Yes.
I felt like this is a person I really like, and I didn't know how to express that, being me. And so I was like, hey, let's be friends, but that's not very fun to say. It's better to say, hey, I'm going to stalk you.
I don't know.
Receptive. She's like, that sounds great. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
I said, what? I was like, okay, what is up with you?
Well, at least he was very forward and honest about his intentions.
And it's kind of worked out, right?
Look at you now.
Yeah, well, so then one day you came to class late.
Yeah, I used to, the thing is where you sit in medical school is kind of an interesting thing. There's a psychology of where you sit. And I would sit close, but not too close, because I didn't want to be in firing range of the doctors asking questions, but I still wanted to really be able to pay attention.
Right.
And so one day I was late.
And I sat in the back or in my own house. That's where I sat.
You actually were back row, like the backest of the back rows. And so I show up late, and I show up and I get there, and it's like, oh gosh. And so I'm there, and I open up my backpack, and I
take out his pencil case,
my pen and pencil case, and I unzip it, and I take out all my colors and get ready to take notes. And Erin's looking at me and she's just like, what the fuck are you doing here? I think you said that to me, like, what the fuck are you doing back here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like in the back.
What are you doing back there?
Like, and then, should I tell what do you want to tell the joke? So then what she says to me is, she goes, I'm paying attention, trying to learn what you should do in medical school, right? And, I have my pens out. I have my red, which is blood vessels. I have my blue, which is veins. And I have green. Do you know what green is for? Lymphatics. Anyway, so I have all my things. And I have my
I was going to say mucus, but.
And my
good
mucus is a good one,
guess.
too. Exactly. Sputum. Yeah, right. Good. But anyway, so I have my pen case, which I'm quite proud of. I had it through college. Before that, I had a pocket protector, but those things suck. I don't know whose pocket is trying to protect.
You had a pocket protector?
I had several, and they would blow out every single time. So anyway, I went to this leather, really beautiful pen case. Mm-hmm. I had everything in there that you need. But anyway, so I unzipped that. I was doing my work, and
tampons.
No tampons.
Sorry, no tampons.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I'm trying to pay attention, and Erin's, what the fuck are you doing back here? Trying to, I don't know, intimidate me, bully me.
Bully.
And then she says to me, how do you get a nun pregnant? And I'm like, what? And then she replies, how did you reply?
I don't know. I can't remember, Greg. What was it?
I remember vividly. It's you fuck her. And I looked at her. It's like, huh?
I want to marry this girl.
Are you in a monastery?
Mhm.
Are you a nun? Yeah. So that's what she said. And then I started like, okay, I cannot pay attention back here. And it wasn't like Erin wasn't paying attention in medical school, but it was like she used this as like social time.
Social time. Yeah, I did my hardcore studying at home. It was just too much social. It was too distracting, honestly.
Right.
I just needed to focus, and he knows how I studied. I would just sit down. I mean, I wouldn't move for hours.
Yeah. So people would actually take notes for the lectures. So you actually didn't have to attend lectures. We actually had every medical student would take turns to take notes, and then they'd write up the notes and give them to everybody else. So
Nice.
note service, we called it.
Note sets. And
They were
Greg,
invaluable.
this is a vivid memory. So everybody had to do a lecture, and it was hard. Like, it took a lot of
To
time.
boil down an hour lecture into like as many pages,
It was
succinct,
It
lecture.
was tough.
Yeah.
And so, but people would put little funny stories at the end or a joke or something because you'd gotten through the lecture. And Greg put at the end of his a recipe for hot dog casserole, which
Say
was
no more.
a combination. I remember this vividly. A combination of a cornbread mix, cut up hot dogs, a bag of mixed frozen vegetables.
Delicious.
And then he said at the end, for special occasions, throw in your favorite sugar cereal.
And then bake at 350. Spice accordingly.
I was like, what in the world
So
is
disgusting.
going on here?
But yet, ooh, sorry.
Easy,
You were-
Lisa.
Oh,
Simmer. You were oddly attracted to that.
To the cereal?
you know,
I
I
just-
was,
To the essence that was Greg.
listen, Greg is a very handsome man. My dear man.
Thank you. You're beautiful
oh,
as well.
thanks.
Very, very beautiful.
Do you guys
So-
remember we took pictures? We all have the same color eyes.
Oh, that's right.
It's
that
crazy.
weird kind of like goldy green.
Green.
I
Yeah.
think we call it hazel in the business.
Yeah, but hazel can sometimes be like an amber brown or whatever. We all have like green eyes with like a
Yeah.
hazel tint.
Yeah, we do. We're the same tribe.
Oh my God, Erin,
Pretty
you have beautiful
remarkable.
eyes. Lisa, oh my God, you have beautiful
Oh
eyes.
boy. Okay, so getting back to this medical school time, just to give you a little context, when I showed up at medical school, I had a boyfriend back at home.
Bragging.
Greg was single and ready to mingle. And so I was actually going home to see that boyfriend, and then I was like, this is all way too much. We ended up breaking up. And then I was now single, ready to mingle. And Greg had a couple of times during this period. So it was about a 6-month period from the time that we met each other until the time that we started dating. And during that time, Greg just did all sorts of strange things, like prank call my house and leave answering machine messages as an army recruiter.
I was Bob the recruiter. She would be really good,
What the
fantastic for the Army
fuck?
service.
Greg.
And I was like, I guess he was stalking me. I mean, I guess he told me what he was
Well,
going to do. And that was
He was very upfront
Several
about
people.
that.
I had a whole system. I had a system of pranks. It's like I need a study break. It's like, I'll just prank somebody. So I'd call Erin. We
And
need
I-
you for the Army. Come, give us a call tomorrow.
All right, so Greg, let me ask you this on your part. This is going to be, let's eliminate Erin from this conversation. Let me just ask you one-on-one, right? You saw Erin, you liked her, and you started a tactical, right? You executed a plan to win her.
Yeah, I don't know if
Is
that
what
was so true. It more spontaneous. It was like I liked her as a friend. I remember actually my brother Brian, my older brother, I'm speaking to him on the phone. He's like, hey, how's medical school going? I was like, yeah, medical school is pretty cool. And he said, have you met any people? I go, there's this one girl. I said, girl, woman. And she's really funny. We're having a great time together. And so I told him about Erin just as a friend. I said, she's really funny. We're having a great time together. So it wasn't, my whole deal wasn't angling to try to get her to be my girlfriend. It just sort of happened spontaneously. We were all so running scared that it wasn't about forming a relationship. It was kind of friendship and feeling comfortable in this new environment.
So when did that turn?
Yeah. Then we ended up taking a trip down to New York City.
To Manhattan to visit my younger brother, Tim.
Yes. Greg, we had made plans at Lark Tavern, and Greg said, we were talking about New York City. It was always back at Lark Tavern. He said, I lived there for 4 or 5 years before he had come to Albany. He said, let's go see my brother. You can meet my brother. You can meet my friends. Or he said, I'll drive, but you have to spend one night meeting my brother and my friends, and then you can go see your friends that I was planning to go visit.
And it was purely his friends, right? I mean, we still were flirty and things.
You guys
like this,
hadn't hooked up.
No intention. No.
It had been.
God, no, Lisa.
It's gross.
God, no.
Jesus.
You hadn't even thought about kissing her yet, or touching her beautiful breasts.
Caressing them. No, I had not thought about that. No, I was all gentlemen.
Shout out to Erin's beautiful breasts.
Erin is a beautiful woman all around.
Well, so we go down to New York City. I go out with his friends, meet his brother. We have a dandy time. And moving forward, we end up making out at a bar in Hell's Kitchen.
Okay.
And everybody took their clothes off. We didn't take our clothes off, but everyone else had taken their clothes off.
It wasn't like people were swinging or anything else. People would take their clothes off and dance. It was just a funny.
It was a weird place.
It's one of those bars in New York City where it didn't have a name, and it was just weird and cheap. It was in Hell's Kitchen before Hell's Kitchen became.
It was called the Drag Bar because it was the last place in New York that you could smoke.
We'll smoke cigarettes. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But it didn't really have a name. It's just like, hey, this is a bar that people can smoke in. So people would smoke cigarettes. And anyway, so yeah, people were dancing with their clothes. And it was with country music. It was kind of country music.
Yeah, so people were swinging or two-stepping. Two-stepping.
With cowboy boots and no clothes.
Cowboy hat, naked.
That's the thing I don't ever want to see. I'll be honest.
It was weird. It was weird. And this was his hangout bar when he lived in New York City. I was like,
it was my good buddy who ran the place.
Yes.
And I don't know if I could put it.
So is that where love blossomed?
Yeah, it's a wonderful guy. And actually, for some reason, at that time, he took Erin into the bathroom and said, Erin, I think you need to be with Greg.
What are you doing? You and Greg belong together.
And this is, I did not, unbeknownst to me, I did not know this was occurring.
And I was like, who are you?
And this is the first time he had met Erin. It was wild. So he took you in the bathroom and said, you guys need to be together.
Said, come into the bathroom with me. And so, I went in the bathroom with him. And he is talking to me, and he's very, very serious. And he's like, what are you guys doing? You guys are supposed to be together. Like, this is a no-brainer.
He didn't say, dude, I just hyped you up or whatever you'd say.
Yeah, did he say anything to you?
I think he said, talk to me as well. It's like, Greg, there's something special about this woman here.
Oh.
And when you guys went in the bathroom together, it's like Curvin. Curvin's also very attractive.
You're like, fuck, there goes my girl.
Well, I wasn't thinking that. I was like, they're together, whatever. That's kind of cool. Curvin's a great guy. And that was not Curvin's intentions. It was really sweet. And then he had that little talk with me as well. It was kind of cool. I haven't thought about that, but that is kind of neat what Curvin did.
Yeah.
So he was kind of the matchmaker a little bit.
I mean,
maybe he was looking at big picture and he saw something that you guys were too in the forest to see.
Right.
probably. And, it was about 6 months time interval when you had seen him last, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a change, and he remarked on it. So I think it, that's
Yep.
always helpful, that outside
Yep.
context.
So that tracks.
Yep, it does tracksuit. It sure does.
It totally tracksuits.
It does. It definitely tracksuits. So then we kind of sheepishly drive back to New York City, or back to Albany from New York City. I then go out the next night with my friend, a guy named Mike, who I had worked on Cape Cod. We had waited tables together, and also I hadn't seen him in about 6 months, and he is asking me what's going on, and I said, I don't know, I just had this night with this guy, and I don't know. And he said, I've never seen you in this state, what's going on? So we both had interactions with people from our kind of old lives who saw us that weekend and both commented on it. So that was kind of interesting. But we then drive back to New York, or to Albany, and have just really good conversations. We talk about everything. Greg has a very interesting family and family tree for sure. So there was probably half of the 3.5 hour drive was him describing his family tree.
And I just touched one branch, of the tree.
Yes. And then we got back to school and got right back to it. You just fall back into a hole of
Back to
work.
what you have to do. Yeah.
And then you would take exams every 1 or 2 weeks. And so you'd have a weekend off in between. So that was kind of that party weekend in New York City. And then we got back and started a whole new theme, we called them. And the theme was cardiology. So it was the heart.
Nice.
And so we went back and learned about cardiology, which was really fucking hard and took a lot of time. So we didn't really see each other. I mean, I would see you in like the cardiology lab or something, but we really didn't see each other. So it was I think it was 2 weeks later. Greg, do you want to talk about your band?
6-piece chicken dinner. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
I don't know where you're going with 6-piece chicken dinner.
So after our cardiology final, there was a 6-piece chicken dinner concert at Scott's house.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yep.
And you were in this med school band, and they would play. Greg plays the drums. You played for 3,000 years, and is excellent.
Poorly for 3,000 years.
And so after that concert, our friend Dan, who played the keyboards in 6-piece chicken dinner and at our wedding, gave us a ride home together. Well, it was giving us a ride from the party to somewhere else. And we were both in the car, and he was outside Greg's house and Greg's apartment, which was tiny. And he said, Erin, should I drop you off at your car? And I said, no, drop me off here.
I had no idea.
I was going to say, at some point, there's got to be a moment where you guys actually connect and like a makeout happens. There's got to be. So this is the night.
Right.
So he just kind of turned around and
my apartment was a complete mess because I just studied for the cardiology final, and I was just like papers everywhere. I mean, when you study, it was just like papers everywhere. It just was a disaster. So I was like, oh my God, she's coming to my place here. But anyway, you came, and I think you saw past my mess.
Well, I never left.
She never left.
Is essentially what happened. Because it turns into another story, which I don't know if you've ever heard this story, Lisa, but a woman moved into my apartment for a weekend. She broke in and moved into my apartment. Does this ring a bell?
So Erin
No,
stayed.
not at all.
Yeah, Erin
Okay.
stayed at my apartment for the weekend. She didn't leave, and then when she went home on that Sunday, she arrived
yeah.
at something.
Yes, I came in from the alleyway, which is where I would park my car in a terrible part of town, and great rent, excellent.
Yep.
And so I came into the back door. There were cages on the windows and stuff, and I went into the back door, which was my bedroom, and tried to open it, or I did open it, and on my bed I could see that there was kind of like a butt mark.
What the fuck?
Someone had sat, because I make my bed, and so there was a butt mark right on my bed, and then there were some papers and some mail kind of scattered around on my desk, which I'm pretty fastidious. I leave things orderly, and there was a glass of water sitting there on my desk. And you know when somebody's been in your place that isn't part of your family, there's a different smell. They either have a perfume or
yes,
something.
Yes.
I'm like, who's here? This is very odd. And so then I walk into the main part of the place, and my roommate was a guy who was in the Army, and he lived upstairs, like on a second floor. I'm yelling around for him. He's not around. There are these pieces of paper with all sorts of numbers written all over them. All sorts of things are unplugged. The phone is unplugged. There's a sheet pan out with dried lasagna noodles and ketchup.
Let's stop there. That was so this person made crazy person lasagna. So Lisa, it was noodle, ketchup, noodle, ketchup, noodle.
Yeah.
I mean, if you add cinnamon, that's going to be just a beautiful.
It's
Well,
going to be
Cincinnati chili, if you add cinnamon. It's going to be dog shit with chili.
Oh,
with
that
cinnamon.
shit
Yeah,
is
it's gross.
gross. Yeah, and then
I brought it to you as a taste test.
you did.
Yeah, right.
It was one of the worst things I've ever
Ever
tasted in my whole life.
Experience.
I don't
I
know
am
which
sorry,
one was worse.
Cincinnati, I love you, but your chili fucking sucks.
That is
Wow.
an acquired taste, Cincinnati. No offense, but
Have to be born and raised here to appreciate it, and Lord knows
Wow.
ugh,
it's sick.
literally woof. It
Okay,
is
so go
dog shit.
back. There's
So then I look down at the front door, and my roommate, I see that, well, I didn't know it at the time, but there was a 2x4 jammed in, and I can see that somebody has cracked the door frame to get in with a crowbar or something. So I pick up the phone, because we don't have cell phones, and there's a note from my roommate that says, call me at my girlfriend's house. So I call him. He says, I came home and the door was chained from the inside. And when I tried to open it, I looked in the little crack, and there was a very large sized black woman that charged the door. And so he ran around to the front of the apartment, and she came out with, I had two things next to each other. One was like an Irish walking stick, like a shillelagh, that a leprechaun would have, just like a little jokey thing. And then, but it's wooden. I mean, you could probably whip some ass with it. And then the thing next to it is this giant African panga machete. It's not sharpened, but it's really heavy, and you could do some serious damage. So I had those two, because I was, on that back alley with caged windows. So I had those two under my bed. She found those and came out with the shillelagh. That's how crazy she was. She was fucking batshit. So, when the cops asked me about it, they said, how many days do you think she's been there? And I said, well, she was nice enough to get the mail, so she was at least there on Friday.
She tried to pay your credit card
Yeah,
bill.
she had opened my credit card bill and crossed out my name, put her name. And then I used to get my birth control pills in the mail. And I said, And see, she took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh my God, Erin.
3 days.
So I
Oh my God.
never lived there again. My slumlord wouldn't fix the door. I'm like, I am never sleeping here again. You don't make crazy lady lasagna for one. I am not sleeping here. It is not safe.
Listen, I make world famous lasagna, but I do wish I had her recipe.
You know, it sounds intriguing, doesn't it? I mean, it's frugal. It's definitely gonna cut out some ingredients.
It's the cheaper option for sure.
Yeah. Food is
Oh
expensive.
my God.
So this happened on Mother's Day weekend, actually, because I remember, you
Yes.
called your mom on Mother's Day.
So I had gotten all my stuff and basically moved. I called Greg and I told him the story, and he was like, "What?" I mean, I had just left your place. Greg thinks it's. He's going to tell you now.
It's
He
fabricated.
thinks it's fake.
She made this all up. Whenever you have this many details, Lisa, you have to be skeptical of the story.
No, I disagree, because when somebody's making shit up, they like to keep it vague. They're like, yeah, I got robbed, and then this many details, that's a true story.
It happened.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, right. So anyway, so she came over.
I went back to Greg's tiny apartment where literally everything was like, it's a kitchen if it was like airplane sized. It's a shower, but if it were on an airplane, everything tiny.
I came from Manhattan, so to me, like, this is massive.
Oh, you had tons of room there. Yeah.
A month. Right.
Yeah, it was pretty small. And so I showed up and I said, I'm going to stay here. And he was like, okay, well, that works for me. And so I called my mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day. And I said, and that guy I just told you I started dating, I'm moving in. And this was about, I don't know, 3 months later, because it was February.
Yeah.
So, and I was 23. So, okay. So
that was your courtship.
Yeah, courtship, and it happened quickly.
Courtship went from a guy telling you were meant to be in a bathroom bar to you had a weird experience in your home life, and so you're like, I'm just going to stay with you. And that was it.
Yep.
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 month time period, right? Maybe it's Christmas.
Yeah, no, it was a very brief time, and then that was it. You guys have never looked back from that moment.
We've lived together ever since, actually.
Right.
We moved into another apartment together.
And a studio apartment.
And
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yes.
And then by the time I met you, you guys had really elevated to a house.
Wow.
We had doors to slam. That was awesome.
Let me just ask you this, because I think, like, I'm interested in your level of compatibility, right? You obviously, like, sometimes when you're starting a new relationship, there are circumstances that sort of either pull it together, like, a little more quickly on the timeline, or it terminates more quickly on the timeline because of the circumstances. So you had a set of circumstances, Erin, that pulled it together a little more quickly, right? So then you got kind of forced, I don't say forced, but you kind of enter a relationship that is more progressed than the level at which you know each other.
Yeah. And I'm now relying on housing with him. So I'm officially, as they call it, hobosexual. Because I'm mixing real estate with the relationship, which is actually kind of a thing these days because rents are so damn high.
And the rents are too damn high.
So, I was in a similar kind of situation. I couldn't find another apartment by myself. I couldn't afford it.
Right.
I was still paying for that one because I had,
Right.
I still had a lease. So it was a move made out of desperation But
Necessity.
also, I kind of thought, I mean, really, the end of the school year was happening, and if over the next couple of months it didn't
You
work
could
out,
maybe sort it out differently or do whatever.
I could figure something out for the following year. But
Right.
the following year, actually, we had gone out to France.
Yeah, we did. Right?
Greg, yeah, I forgot about this part.
Yeah,
You went
between
to
first and second
France?
year of medical school, we went to. I actually moved back to Manhattan to work, and you went back to the Cape to work, and my odd jobs didn't work out too well.
What were your odd jobs, Greg?
So I tried to write a book and sell it, and sexercise was my idea. It's like, why exercise sucks, and I was way ahead of this whole thing. I know that's probably everybody knows it's sexercise, but I think I invented it. So I got the Kama Sutra and I studied it, and I tried to put together a bunch of moves in a pamphlet and staple it together and try to sell it in Manhattan. It didn't go over too well. I couldn't find a publisher. And then I started a dog walking business called Luke Dog Walker, and I put flyers everywhere. I printed 60 of them and put them everywhere. I got one call, and the woman interviewed me and said, "What's your experience?" I said, "I have nothing. I have no experience, but I do pretty much like dogs, mostly." And so I didn't get that job. And then I worked at Chelsea Piers, and I worked as a bar back. My one job, it was all a different bar, same guy we were talking about before.
Curvin.
My job was to stand in between the two bathrooms and make sure only one person went to the bathroom at a time.
Oh, yes.
And it was kind of fun because I got to try out some comedy. So I would just stand there and say, "Boy, it looks like you have to go to the bathroom." And then I'd say, "Hey, if you have any genital urinary questions, I'm here to answer any question you can have. I am very versed in genital urinary pathology, and please shoot, because you have some time, because that last guy looked like he really needed the place." And so that was my job. I did that. But anyway, after I finished those two things, we were invited to visit my buddy, a childhood friend, a dear friend, in France. And so we cobbled some money together and went to Paris and Normandy for about 2 weeks, I think.
You were able, I remember at this time I had gone back to the Cape and was waiting tables. So I had some cash on hand ready to blow it because I was in so much debt anyway that what was that going to do for me?
Right.
And I was living back with my parents, and they would ask me, "So what's Greg doing?" I mean, my dad is just obsessed. What's he doing for work? He's still asking me what I'm doing for work. He's very upset. So he's like, what's Greg doing for work? And I would tell him, he's going to write a book. he's starting a business, all these things. My dad was like, what? And the one thing that he kept saying to me, maybe that was the next year, was, why does he have a belly button link collection?
What?
That's uncalled for. So here's my deal: is if you guys want to talk about my belly button collection, is that what we're talking about now? So what I did, Lisa, is I have a very prolific belly button. My hairs act as like fimbria that collect the
pulls it in.
Yeah, exactly. It was always remarkable. If I were wearing a green T-shirt, it was green. If I had a particularly stressful day, it was like multicolored. It was very interesting. So what I decided to do is start logging it, as any science-minded person would do.
Of course.
So I just
very
got a piece of paper,
science-minded. Yep.
and I would pluck out the harvest for the day, and I'd put it down. I'd put a piece of tape over it, and I'd label, the date, and then what was remarkable about the day. That was my form of journaling. So I did it for a full month, and it was interesting. We had like prom day. We went on a prom.
Prom night.
Prom
night. And you were a little intoxicated, so prom night was really kind of scribbly.
Where was
And then I
it?
figured,
Tom.
and then, everybody says, you can buy anything on eBay. You can buy anything on the internet. I was like, hell, I'm going to sell this sucker. So what I did is I put it up on eBay
That's right.
for sale.
This
And
was like 1999.
this is right when eBay started. It's
Yeah.
like, this is gold.
1999. This is like when the internet we started using the
Like
internet.
onlylint.com.
Right.
There must be some weirdo who has a lint.
Oh no, there are millions of fucking weirdos that will want that. Millions.
But
Millions.
some other website found it, right?
Yeah, and then put it up on their website. Like, look what this dude's selling.
Like the worst thing for sale on the internet right now is this guy's belly button lint collection. It was hilarious.
I had to keep it, Lisa. I could not part with it. You know,
Greg, you
Needless
are
to
an
say.
onion that has so many layers. So
Girl.
many layers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
How many
no.
years are we in?
I just love the layers. And as many times as I have had wonderful, intimate, long conversations where I get to know you guys more and more, like Greg is really the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, girl,
He's
you have
like-
no idea.
Yeah.
The layers just keep peeling off, and all the years that I've known you, and of all the deep conversations that we've had, I have never heard about selling your belly button lint. What in the actual fuck?
I know.
I think
Seems
this
like a
is
good
why
effort.
my love deepens for you.
Yeah.
It's deep. The well is deep. So we go to France because the interesting story surrounding that is Greg's friends are winemakers and enologists
Enologist.
and viticulture. So they went to graduate school. This is Greg's friend Patrick since the 6th grade.
7th grade.
Sorry, 7th grade. Anyway, they're winemakers, and they took a trip around the world
Okay.
in 1999 to hit every harvest that they could around the globe in all the hemispheres.
That's insane.
And then they went back to Oregon and planted their own vineyard called Dominio 4, which will give them a plug.
Yeah.
Dominio 4. But it is hand planted by this couple and their business partners, but they did it all. It takes like 7 years
It's all biodynamic
to
farming, which is
plant
crazy.
and get
thing.
your first harvest.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Anyway,
work.
so I was able to meet Greg's friends who were on this crazy journey, and they were a married couple who were going on this business venture and life adventure together. And Greg brought me to meet them in like an abandoned apartment. I mean, it was like the cheapest trip we could have ever cobbled together. But because they were learning how to make red wines out in Oregon, which is where they're located, or that was their main focus, they said the one fun trip that we're going to plan is to go to Champagne. And so we accompanied these wine geeks and wine experts to Champagne and just had the best
The best
time
time.
in
Yep.
the world. Yes, got very drunk in front of the Notre Dame
Yes.
with them.
Mhm.
Yep.
Leave it at that.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we had a great time and went to Normandy with them. And so that was kind of Erin, our relationship was growing stronger. I was introducing her to my childhood friend.
And
at
I
that
had
point.
met your family at your sister's graduation.
Oh, right.
So
In-
let's
in,
talk
yeah,
about
Casper.
when did you know it was love, 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 love? And who proposed? Let's get to marriage.
Well, I think we fell in love kind of quickly. It didn't take very long. It was when we lived in that first apartment. I actually told her I loved her like I don't know, it was like a week or two after or something. It was kind of 2 weeks. Okay. And then
No, you didn't tell me. You said, how long?
I think I'm stalking you.
No,
so-
you didn't
no, I
say that. You said it was you asked me permission. You were like, how many weeks is too short or too weird to say I love you?
That tracks.
And I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. And he was like 2? Is that too short? And I said, I don't know. And he said, well, because I think I love you.
Wow.
Hmm.
That is sweet, Lisa. That is so sweet. Oh,
Wow.
tissues. Yeah.
You're gonna say,
Oh, yeah. Here.
I don't need them.
Okay, Lisa.
I do.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like,
Oh, you do too.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sure.
So,
because you guys were married when I met you, but
Yeah.
not for very long, right? A few
No, we
years.
got married in December of 2002.
okay.
Which we got engaged. So at the end of medical school, let's skip to this. End of medical school is a weird time. It's kind of like you're getting deployed because you have to match into a residency program. Like, so you do the 4 years of medical school, and now you have to match somewhere to get your actual training. Like you just put on your training wheels basically in med school.
Right.
So, and that residency can be anywhere from 3 to 7, 8 years if you include internship and fellowship. So we both were recognizing that there was going to be a significant time investment being made somewhere, and that we didn't want to. We had been doing medical school, working, studying, living together, got married. We didn't want to do it apart. So the next kind of step was to kind of make some sort of commitment. Because everybody felt like if you're starting to make big professional decisions around another person, everybody was so independent and, driven. But if you were starting to include another person, you mentally, for me, I thought I need something more than just we're boyfriend, girlfriend. And, this could kind of fall out, as you start relying on each other so much more heavily.
Sure. And also, that level of you guys are definitely in a phase of transition in your professional careers, and that may take you to places that aren't convenient for the other. So what do you do to keep your relationship together, right? That is more than just I like you too, we check the box, we want to date.
Yeah. I mean, and go into this financial endeavor where you share this huge financial burden. And so
who has who first?
To marry?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or get engaged or whatever.
Oh, I proposed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's right after 9/11, and we were both interviewing all over the nation, and I had the ring in my pocket, and we went from like Detroit, and I was somewhere, and she was somewhere, and we were meeting down in New Orleans.
A lot of one-way tickets.
A lot of one-way tickets. It was right after 9/11. I was a guy with dark hair. I don't know what that means, but anyway, I was getting frisked
You were
everywhere.
profiled.
I was profiled everywhere.
You were profiled, yes.
And so I had the ring through all this journey, and Erin and I had one flight together from like Detroit, because we both had then interviews in New Orleans, and we had one flight together, and I had the ring in my pocket, and that was the one time I wasn't searched, because I was prepared my goal was to propose to her in New Orleans, and so I was not searched, thankfully, because my thought was if I were to be searched, I was going to propose right there. But then I did my interview. Did you have an interview or maybe not?
I didn't. I canceled my interview.
Yeah, you canceled it. So I had my interview, and she was hanging out with met all these friends, these teachers, and
I bumped into a teacher conference and became part of the tribe, moving around drinking.
so
I love that. By the way.
great.
after my interview, and I had the ring in my pocket, and I had kind of, dressed up sort of, and I said, we talked, like we met at a bar, and so she's like, oh my God, I got seats at this bar right here, and so we each get two.
It was a
beers.
Zydeco bar. There was
Zydeco.
live
It was
music.
awesome.
I mean, it was
And so
happening.
it's like, she's like, I ordered, if you order one, 2 beers come. So we each got 2
Yes,
beers.
buy one, get 2 free. Yes.
They just handed
Exactly.
you 2.
2 beers.
I
And
love New Orleans.
so my goal was to take a walk and then propose down the street. So I was like, hey, sweetie, let's take a walk. We have these 2 beers. Let's take a walk. She's like, no way. We got a bar seat right here. We got the 2 beers. We got a Zydeco band right there. I was like,
She's
come
not
on,
leaving.
please. I've had a long day. She's like, no.
I'm
I
like,
was like, can you
this
please,
is perfect.
can you please do this for me? I've had a long day. And so finally, you're like,
Fine.
acquiesced. And so we walk down the street.
No,
And-
you didn't say I had a long day. You said, do you want to go make out?
I said, do you want to go make out? I thought
And I
maybe
thought-
that would do something.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right, exactly.
What's going on here?
So it was Gloria Flowers Bar.
No, Jennifer
Oh,
Flowers.
Jennifer-
Do you
Jennifer
remember
Flowers.
that name?
Okay,
Jennifer
yep,
Flowers?
yep, I do.
A Bill
I do.
Clinton thing. So yeah, I ended up proposing right in front of Jennifer Flowers
On St. Louis Street.
St. Louis, and dropping to a knee. Well, first I was like, Erin, you got to put down your beers. She's like, what? So we had to put down our 4 beers, and then I
4. You had 2.
I also had a plan. Where I told her,
Trust me, it's
I
New
told-
Orleans. There's no judgment here. I understand.
right. And Lisa, I had a long game here. I also said, I have a leaky nose. My nose is always running. You have to hold this cloth for me.
Yeah,
Because my
he
nose
had
is
for
leaking.
like a year had been asking me to hold tissues for him,
Tissues.
and it was always right before we went out.
Long game.
And
Lisa.
I was like, I am not your mother. I am not holding your. If you need a man purse,
Is it like a cerebral spinal fluid leak?
yeah, what is
Cerebral
going
spinal
on
fluid,
exactly?
Exactly. So here's the long game, Lisa. So I was like, hey, sweetie, do you have that tissue that I've asked you to hold? And so she handed it to me.
No,
So-
I didn't hand it to you. I went, I don't have your fucking
It's a
tissue.
Actually, I think you did have your fucking tissue.
No, I
Anyway-
didn't.
Anyway, somehow a tissue happened.
And you were like, well, that's good because I got mine.
So I put it on the ground, and that's what I was able to kneel upon and then propose. And then she said, yes. With a slur.
Yes.
No, I'm joking.
Yes, I do.
Yes. And then picked up their beers.
It was
and we
a
went back
very,
to the bar.
it was a very deserted street. And then I got down on my knees and I was hugging him and he was saying, here, look at the ring. And then all of a
ring.
sudden I just heard these people go, look at what's going on down here. It was like from a balcony. And so then there were these people up in a balcony, like, yeah, screaming all sorts of crazy things at us. And it was just wild. And then we went back to, I said to you, I have to go tell my friends.
My teacher friends I just met.
I had to go back to the conference to tell my teacher friends that I had gotten engaged because one of them had said to me, what are you doing here? I said, well, we're here for residency interviews, but I think I might get engaged.
And
You
you
were
were
actually
right.
looking at rings, right?
Oh yeah, because we were gonna find a ring
Yeah.
at like a consignment shop,
Pawn shop. Like mine.
like his. He's got a
Mine's,
pawn
I have a
shop.
pawn shop wedding ring.
So let me ask you, with all of that in the rear view, right? The way that you guys came together, and also like the circumstances, because going through medical school is not easy. It's a lot of work. I know that you guys got separated for a while.
Not separated from our relationship, but you mean
No.
separated.
Separated
yeah, with our
distance
team.
wise, work wise.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. So and this could be a question, but I think I know the answer to. you guys have never looked back from that moment. It's just been forward. There's never been a moment in your relationship of doubt, second guess, infidelity. There's never been a thing that I can't see other than distance and as far as your careers went, right? It was probably the biggest challenge that you guys had to endure as a couple. And I say that with, I also know, like, it's not easy being a couple, and there are challenges in any marriage. But I would say that I think that you guys are two of the most solid fucking people that I've ever met, that are so committed to each other and each other's causes and each other's enrichment. Like, if I had a marriage that I could look up to, it would be yours.
Thank you, Lisa. That's really sweet.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. That's
Thank
really
you.
sweet.
You know, it's not easy, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it.
We were great
at 'em.
study buddies together. We would study together all the time, sit across from each other for 12 hours a day, studying and studying and studying. We literally lived in one room for 2 years.
You guys
Yeah,
were
and-
truly
Yep.
friends before you were romantic partners.
Yes.
I like to call it lovers, Lisa.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Lovers.
Ew.
I don't like that word.
Ew.
Lovers.
No, it's with the duck fat.
My
I
lover
just think
and
about
I.
Rachel Dratch and Will
Yes.
Ferrell.
Oh my God, in the hot tub. Yes, sister. Yes. My lover. But you guys were really, truly friends. Real friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were both
We
going through
really,
this
really were friends. It was not like
experiences.
some little it was not a building to a relationship, because honestly, when we first met, I was in a relationship with somebody else.
Brag alert.
So it started off, we're work friends, we're school friends, we're getting to know each other, and thank God you're funny. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
we're
right.
still
We
working on
try,
his
we
5
try.
minutes.
My 5 minutes. Still working on that 5 minutes. It takes a long time to make 5 minutes.
It sure does. Like how 25
I will just tell you this. Like, the moment that I realized the Christmas sweaters were a joke and not serious,
Right.
my entire perception of you guys changed. And you went from the most awkward, Jesus-loving human beings I had ever seen to some of the coolest motherfuckers I have ever met in my entire life. As soon as you said they were a joke, that's the pivotal moment. As soon as it came out that was a joke, I was like, oh, they are my people.
But
They are my
similarly, you are our people. And that's the beauty of this whole podcast. And I do have to say, honestly, one of my favorite, most recent stories about this crazy journey of marriage that we're on is that when I told Greg I was going to become a pathologist, he looked at me and went, "You can't be a pathologist." And I said, "Why? That's a weird response." And he said, "'Cause it's weird. You can't be that." Flash forward to a few months ago, and I said, I texted Lisa, and I think we're going to do a podcast. And Greg's exact quote was, "Now we're talking."
Greg, your support for this, your commitment to this, your encouragement, it may have seemed like a wacky idea, but but you supported Erin and you supported me as a friend that we've all known each other for a gazillion years now. And the way that you jumped headfirst into this, like you didn't say, "Oh, that's fucking ridiculous." Like that's crazy. You were like, "Yeah, okay, all right."
You
I'm on
strap that
board.
tracksuit on.
I strapped that suit right on. Exactly.
And just
Lisa,
through the whole process of making this a reality, all the promos that we did, all the unpacking things, all the equipment that we bought, all the things that we had to pull together to make this happen. Like, you have been, kind of the third less silent, um, person, but it has been so integral to the success of this podcast and a staunch supporter. And I say to Erin every day, I can't imagine doing this with anybody else, but I will say it to you too. I can't imagine doing this with anybody else. And that means you both. That means you both.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
He's the fifth Beatle.
I'm the fifth Beatle, right?
I mean, you're listed as our engineer on the podcast. Like, we do give you rolling credits.
Of
Nice,
course.
nice. But I love the concept. I mean, friendship is such an important thing, and it's community and friendship is what will allow us to grow old and be happy. Loneliness, you can die from loneliness, and having these friendships, sometimes they're awkward to form and sometimes there's awkward moments, but ultimately friendship is such an amazing part of our lives and should be celebrated and cherished.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa, how do you think this all went? Where we had our first guest, where
we both know.
Yeah.
This was an interesting one for me, and I think for all of us, because it's the first episode where obviously you guys are friends because you're married, but also you're my friends. It's Greg, you are the first guest that we've had on that Erin and I are both friends with organically. I think the takeaway for me is, and there has been no time or space since I've met you that I haven't been in love with you both. I haven't been in awe of you both. I haven't been, I just love you.
Oh.
Ew.
I really do love you guys.
No. He's making the noise, Lisa.
I don't, pulling it together, pulling it, screaming movement.
Oh, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa, you're so sweet.
We love you so much.
I feel exactly
and
the
actually,
same about
after you left, after that week you were here for my birthday, that week was so crazy. And Greg was like, I'm going to miss Lisa.
I know you were always in that spot. I'd come home. It's like, there's Lisa in the spot. I was going to miss Lisa in the spot. That was such a great week. I just adored having you around.
Yeah. It was
the
best.
Like, I'm going to pull it together. I will. I can't put any amount of value on the friendship that you guys have provided me with. Like, we have been friends through a lot of different things and experiences and places and times, right? And we've always, the three of us, even after I got divorced, we stayed friends. Even in those moments where we hadn't talked for a while and we could come together and reconnect. I felt that connection as much with Erin as I did with Greg. Like, you guys have been the epitome of what a beautiful friendship means to me as a friend. But also, I see you guys as the epitome of a beautiful friendship in a couple. So I have so much mad love, and to be able to be doing this with you guys, both of you, you're both involved in this. To be able to be doing this with you right now is like, it's epic. It
is epic. Yeah. And you know what? It's exactly what we all need. It's exactly what we all need, is all of this sort of energy.
Mookie energy.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. It's a beautiful friendship. It's healing for all of us. I think hopefully the audience appreciates our love, and hopefully they have love for others like we have with each other. It's a pretty amazing deal that you guys have started.
And I'm happy to report that we have proven it wrong, that you never are stuck in the friend zone.
Oh,
Oh, I see what you did there.
okay. Yeah.
Okay? That's right. I'm
That-
pulling it together for you, sister.
Nice.
Because I can't.